Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday morning, March 2nd. We still have a powerful storm to deal with over the next couple of days. It is now located over the southwestern part of the nation, spills out into the middle of the country by later on today and tonight, and it could contribute to a severe weather outbreak in the deep south. We'll talk about that over the next couple of minutes here. Accumulating snow is very likely later on Friday night from the upper part of the Midwest into the northeastern part of the nation, and then yet another storm will move in this weekend into the region of California, especially the northern part of California, where they'll receive some additional significant snow in those higher elevations. Let's start off by looking at the nation as a whole here in the NOAA weather warnings map. There's all kinds of watches and warnings across the country, indicative of a very active weather pattern. First of all, some winter storm watches already posted up across the northern half of California. Those are shown in blue right in this part of the nation here. And that is for the upcoming storm system this weekend. They're a couple of days ahead of time here, but indeed another storm is headed to California. Meanwhile, low pressure right now that pounded away at California the past couple of days, moving over the southwestern U.S., significant snow in those higher elevation mountains of Arizona and New Mexico. Meanwhile, farther to the east, low-level flow of air is coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico, and that is moistening up the atmosphere in the deep south, the Tennessee Valley, the Mississippi Valley, and there's a potential there later today into tonight for some severe thunderstorm activity. And the green here in the Mississippi Valley really can extend all the way into the Tennessee Valley, in my opinion, and as well into the Ohio Valley. That represents flash flood watches, and this system can produce some excessive rainfall in those particular areas, the Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, all the way up into the Ohio Valley. Then, farther to the north and east, we have some winter storm watches and advisories already posted for the upper part of the Midwest into the the northeastern part of the nation. That is where there can be significant snow later tomorrow night, going into the day on Saturday. Well, here's the latest thinking from NOAA's Storm Prediction Center in terms of the probability of severe weather later today going into tonight. It really goes all the way through tonight into early tomorrow morning, and this is the area of concern. Again, we have a flow of air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. The ingredients are coming together for a colder air mass moving in from the west and north, warm, humid air out ahead of this low pressure area, which again, right now is over the southwestern part of the nation. It'll move to this part of the U.S. over the next 12 hours or so, and that will fuel the fire here, really add fuel to the fire for the potential of severe weather later today through tonight in this part of the nation. Again, in addition to the possibility of severe thunderstorms, could have, let's clear the deck here, we could have flash flood problems all in this area right in here, all the way up to the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, and parts of the Mississippi Valley as well. There can be flash flood problems over the next 12 to 24 hours or so. Well, before we focus in on the short term with this major storm system impacting much of the nation, let's look at the current time frame here, but also look ahead in terms of the change in the overall weather pattern. This is from last night's run of the ensemble version of the European model, and it shows the 500 millibar height anomalies beginning today, right now, this morning, Thursday morning, March 2nd. And we'll move forward here, and I want to point out one big time change that will take place over the next week or two. First of all, notice as we start off the day, we have this high pressure sitting right in this region right here. This is our southeast U.S. high pressure ridge that has really dominated the scenes in the eastern part of the nation for the not only last couple of weeks, but really last couple of months. It has produced very warm weather in places like Florida, milder than normal weather up across the mid-Atlantic region, and a lack of snow as well. And this has been one of the main reasons why it's been relatively mild and relatively snow-free in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's the upper level low associated with that powerful storm system that pounded away at California yesterday, now over the southwestern states. And let's move forward here. Again, it slides into the middle part of the nation by later on tonight, setting the stage for potential severe weather outbreak right here. Still have this high pressure ridging located over the southeast U.S. coastline by the time we get into Friday. And then that system pushes to the north into the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes. And remember, we've talked about intensifying high latitude blocking over northeastern Canada, Greenland. This low pressure area will become influenced by that intensifying block to the north. Basically grinds to a halt right in this region right here by late Friday night, transfers its energy to off the northern mid-Atlantic coastline, and a secondary storm system will develop in that part of the nation. This primary initial low will tend to grind to a halt and weaken as it encounters that blocking pattern to the north. And here is that upper level ridge off the east coast of the U.S. And here we go. Notice this does not advance any more to the north. It's located right here. It drives to the east, transfers that energy to a northern mid-Atlantic coastal low by the time we get to late Friday night, early Saturday. Then we move forward through the upcoming weekend. Another powerful storm moves into California and produces a lot of coastal rains and high elevation snows, and the snowpack continues to deepen over places like the Sierra Nevada mountains. Here we go into the end of the weekend, early part of next week. This is now Monday. Look at this ridge. It intensifies once again over the eastern part of the U.S. by the time we get to the early part of next week. Still a mild weather pattern across the eastern U.S. But it is after this time period that things start to change here. Notice kind of the shrinking away of this upper level ridge by the time we get to the middle of next week. Then we go out a week from right now. This is next Thursday, and this shrinking, disappearing upper level ridge over the southeast U.S. at the same time troughing this over the western U.S. tends to want to join up with the trough over the Atlantic Ocean. And look, we go all the way out to the end of next week into the following weekend. And indeed, we have by Saturday, March 11th, the disappearance, a complete disappearance of that upper level ridge that's been sitting over the southern U.S., the western Atlantic Ocean over the past several weeks. And we have intensifying upper level low now focused on the central and eastern U.S. by the time we get to almost the middle of the month. This is the forecast map, 252-hour forecast map all the way out to Sunday, March 12th, about a week and a half away. Now, we'll see if that upper level ridge stays away or if it makes a return after this point in time. But certainly a major change to the overall weather pattern is coming by the time we get to the 10th to the 15th of the month of March. Well, let's focus on the short term. This is the forecast map of total snowfall over the next few days. It goes all the way out to Sunday morning. So I wanted to point out a couple of storm systems, one impacting the U.S. right now and another one headed to the northern part of California this weekend. Again, this is a 90-hour forecast map from last night's zero-Z run of the Canadian model. First of all, on Friday night into Saturday, significant snow is possible across the upper part of the Midwest, probably Illinois to Indiana, parts of Michigan, and then cutting across New York State and into interior New England, all the way perhaps to the New England coastline, by the way, by midday on Saturday. Meanwhile, notice out here, more snow, more significant snow starting to show up Northern California. That is from the next storm system that starts to impact California on Saturday and will continue on Sunday as well. So really two areas of interest in terms of snowfall. Right here, the upper Midwest and northeastern part of the nation from the current storm, and then the West Coast, really all the way from British Columbia down into Northern California from the weekend storm system. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps using the same zero-Z run of the Canadian model. We have a frontal system sliding through the eastern U.S. right now. The northwest winds will begin to kick up in intensity for places like D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. Will help to clear out the skies. A lot of fog around this morning, and it'll usher in colder air for Friday. Backed up by this Canadian high pressure system that's starting off the day here on Thursday is centered just north of Minnesota, and it'll be moving to the east. And here is the reflection at the surface of that low pressure area with significant snow across Arizona and New Mexico. Same storm that pounded away at California yesterday. It slips on into the middle part of the country by tonight. And here is setting the stage again for the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorm activity. The flow of air ahead of that low out of the south. This adds a lot of moisture, a lot of instability to the atmosphere. And look at the rainfall that the Canadian model is dumping here. And again, watch out for flash flood. Not only you have to worry about severe thunderstorms, but we'll have to watch out for flash flooding all the way from the south central states and Mississippi Valley into the Tennessee Valley. And we'll see here in a moment up into the Ohio Valley as well. Here we are now by midday on Friday. We do have a strong cold high sitting in this region right here, and that is setting the stage for cold air to move down into the northeastern part of the nation, and that is a setup for possibility of some significant snow, places like upstate New York into interior New England. This is again midday Friday. Again, watch out for excessive rainfall, Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley, and then it encounters the colder air. We start to get some snow. This could actually go back all the way into Illinois, northern Indiana with that accumulating snow, certainly into Michigan, and then it really becomes intense over New York State here by the time we get to late Friday night time frame. Watch out for accumulating snow from Michigan across New York State and ultimately into much of New England as well. Again, the initial storm system moved up into this region right here, grinds to a halt, transfers its energy to that northern mid-Atlantic coastline, and this becomes the main player by the time we get to Saturday morning with a snowstorm for much of New England. It will not go much farther north again because it's influenced by that high latitude blocking over Greenland and northeastern part of Canada. And here we go. It kind of moves more to the east than to the north. Snow lingers across northern New England. And here we go. The next storm system moving into the northern part of California. Let's go all the way into Sunday, and then finally into Sunday night and Monday. We have that next storm system having an impact on California as the overall active weather pattern continues. So in the short term, watch out later today and tonight for a possible severe weather outbreak in the south central states, all the way up to the Tennessee Valley, even the Ohio Valley, and flash flood watches are possible. Flash flooding is possible. Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley, and then accumulating snow today, Arizona, New Mexico, later tomorrow night into Saturday, upper Midwest to the interior northeastern part of the nation. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.